All right, let's go live.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. I am thrilled to have you here today for the second or third, I can't remember when I started doing this, I think second annual self-indulgent birthday episode. This is going to be an episode where we go through movies that I saw in the last 366 days that I claim to be my favorites of those movies. But before we get to that, if you're new here, welcome. If you like what you're seeing, go back, watch some older episodes. There's over 200 of them. And honestly, I don't know how many more there are going to be. So let's start off with a little bittersweetness. The next episode of the show will be the third anniversary episode. Date to be announced. It's going to be a free for all episode. Everybody who wants to join can join. We're going to run through some movies. Uh, like I said, I got to just figure out the date on that. But to get notified about that, join the Facebook group, search Inappropriate Movie Database on Facebook, or click the link in the description of this video. Or you can find it on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. After that, things are changing with the show a little bit. I'm not quite sure yet, which is why I haven't made any real announcements yet. But what I will say is I am working on finding ways to make this show easier to be on for people who don't always have a Monday or a Thursday night free. What that means is there might not be these weekly shows, or there might be a couple of episodes released in a week. Basically, I have about 80 movies left that we haven't used in the game, and I would like to get those used. After that, we'll see where the show goes. There are other things in the pipeline that this show might be a part of, but until then, stay tuned to the channel. I'll talk about it here. I'll talk about it on all the socials. And also, join us for the third anniversary because this show has been going on for 3 years as of like next week. So that's, I figured I would do this show until COVID was over, but COVID beat me. So let's move past that bad news. Let's focus on the good tonight. Uh, what I will say is, as I do these episodes, I will continue having this optional prize. Every episode, the winner, if they so choose, can assign me a movie that I haven't seen that I have to watch before the next episode. Last week, Katie Baker had me watching Interface, also known as Umami's Interface. Uh, IMDb has it listed as 2022, but what this movie is, it started as a web series on YouTube in 2017 from creator Umami, whose name is Justin Tomchuk. Um, they compiled everything into a 2 hour movie that is currently available for free on YouTube and also Blu-ray and VHS. And I feel like I have to say that because that is the vibes of this movie. This is a thing I've seen images from, but never thought to watch until Katie made me watch this. It is an animated, uh, just sensory, like the best way I can describe it is it's like 90s liquid television on MTV. It is that style of animation that's real janky but stunning to look at. The visuals in this, the sound, the music, it is an experience that I wish I watched stoned, and I watched sober, and I can't wait to watch it again because I always worry that things like this are going to be style over substance. It's just going to be, hey, we found a cool way to animate something, and it doesn't really matter what we're doing. Or it'll end up as one of those things that is all about the subtext and they forget to actually write text. But this is just like a meditation on existence and death and regret. And it's also darkly funny. It's a guy who is sort of based on that painting of the guy with the apple in front of his face and the bowler cap. It's that guy and his travel companion, which is like this weird amorphous spaghetti-like pink clown. Uh, what is it? Mischief. His name is Mischief, and I can't get too much into the plot because it won't make sense. But he's constantly changing his shape because he used to be a human and then he lost that form and he's been trying to build himself up into some sort of uh, solid creature. Anything I say about this movie won't do it justice, but it is such just it's an experience, and it's an experience I can't wait to have again. So for now, I can't say like I love this movie, but I'm really excited to rewatch this movie. Interface, if you want to watch it, like I said, they started as the web series. If I had watched these as videos, I don't think I could have kept my attention up. I think it really works having this all together. If it was just 10 minutes of here's some weird shit, another 10 minutes of here's some weird shit, I'd get bored, but it all just works. So thank you, Katie, for forcing me to watch Umami's Interface. Now that all of that's out of the way, and also quick shout out to Jenny Ismay in the comments. Thank you, Jenny. Happy birthday to me. Uh, let's get on to the show. You are all just veterans of the show at this point. I'm so happy to have my friends on my birthday episode. Let's bring them in. Joining me on the show tonight, Josh Poirier, Elsie Clark, Marty Viscosi, and Rachel Dunbar. Welcome, everybody.
You can see.
Happy birthday.
Yes, I saw that, and you should know I almost read that. And I had to like get past because it's the Anchorman thing where you read the word in front of you. It's like you're my friend. I know what your name is, but you wrote LC Cake, and I went to say LC Cake is here. So let's introduce LC Cake. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It took me a second too to try to figure out if that was like a floating hat or if you had a tiny hat on, but then it just stayed in one place.
The closest thing they have to like a party hat.
I mean, that's party.
Yeah. It's clearly a pizza whatever. The point is, I'm here to celebrate.
Oh, I think I need to get my eyes checked because if you didn't say that, I would never have known that that was a pizza.
Oh, good. Okay, well, good because I just wanted like a classic party hat, and I was surprised they didn't have it. But they have like a hydrangea hat.
Well, it's less of a party than a pizza. More party hats should be pizza based.
Yeah. Well, like do your classic cliche hats before you go around getting all creative. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, I say we should send this feedback to Zoom. It's been long enough. They should know that sometimes people have birthdays on here. In fact, that's why I pay for this extended Zoom. I just got billed again. Monthly, every month since April of 2020. Because something happened then, and I thought I want to hang out with my friends for longer than 30 minutes. LC, since this is just a very personal self-indulgent topic, I'll ask you a personal self-indulgent question. Is there any movies you have seen that you need to tell people, hey, watch this movie? Just anything recently or just in general?
Yeah. Well, as you know, this week I watched Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which is, it holds up pretty well. I think it holds up better if you watch the FX series Feud, Betty and Joan beforehand. So that is, and it kicked off a genre that was literally called hagsploitation. Then there were like a bunch of hagsploitation movies, like I think within like the 60s and early 70s, based off the success of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I feel like I saw, oh, and then in the past year, another movie I liked was Melancholia.
Yes.
Um,
I love
yeah.
that movie.
I I'm really, really into the end of the world.
The best review it wasn't even a review, it was just the description of this movie that I heard that I tell everybody is it's a movie about a woman who's so depressed that even the end of the world can't make her move. And also Kirsten Dunst is fantastic in everything, and I feel like she still isn't getting the credit, even though she was just nominated for another Oscar.
Oh, good. Yeah. But like if you ask people like who are some great actresses, it's unlikely that her name would be on their list. Even me. And you know what's like a great show? And that's the thing is I don't have a lot of movies to tell people about. I mostly have TV shows. If you have, I want to say Showtime, it on Becoming a God in Central Florida is so great. It's set in the 80s and she gets into like a pyramid scheme thing. Really, that's the I could take a whole bunch of time talking about it, but she is so funny and her character is so like so watchable. And you root for her. You don't always like her, but you basically are just like you're like, let's see what this kooky lady does next. I love her.
I mean,
Um,
that just describes my feelings about Kirsten Dunst, so I'm on board. Awesome. Yeah, Melancholia. That's a very specific movie, but if that sounds like the kind of movie you would like, watch that movie. It's wild. Uh, Now I'm seeing what my guests are doing, and I'm so happy that you're all my friends because I have some people who have been on the show that if they did this, I would have a hard time remembering what to call them. But thankfully, the two of you have been on a combined like 150 times in this show. So let's go to our second LC cake. I believe the second person I saw do this. Marty Viscosi, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Marty.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you. See, I just run the show so I can feel good about myself. It's like
How's that working for you?
it hasn't worked well. That's why I really wanted to keep this show going. And after 3 years, I'm like, maybe it's just not going to happen.
Chasing the dragon, Nick.
uh, Marty, first of all, because you asked me to hold you to it, have you watched any of Chucky season 3 yet this week?
I legitimately tried, and then I discovered that I don't have any of the streaming services that it's on.
Oh no.
I legitimately tried, though, Nick. I'm so sorry I failed in this goal for both our
I
sakes.
I really need to hear your opinions about that show because,
So, if anybody
well,
wants
like,
to slide me login
yeah.
info for anything Chucky is on,
Like, I
I
don't
work for a
think anything
nonprofit.
I don't think anything will beat the murder mystery episode from last season, but as far as like a season-long arc goes, this might be my favorite season of the show.
That's what I keep seeing, and I just saw some like images and a clip from recent stuff that makes me feel crazy with joy. Um that makes me want to watch it so much more. Shout out to my girlfriend Annie who does not like horror and has heard the entire plot of like the Child's Play franchise and the Chucky show and has been putting up with me like all this past week being like Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif and like losing it. Um
The
yeah,
fact that Fiona Dourif not nominated for any Emmys, Jennifer Tilly not nominated for any Emmys. The Emmys are fake and they shouldn't be
they are.
respected.
Well, everybody hates horror, and it's a shame because if they didn't, I firmly believe that that murder mystery episode should have won an Oscar. I
Yeah,
don't care if it doesn't make sense.
I mean it's the best work that Joey Pants has done in decades.
True. Oof.
But let's go back to movies. Marty, any movies you've seen recently or ever that you haven't already talked about that you want to bring up on the show?
Well, there is in fact this little indie flick that you might not have seen, starring a unknown actor named James Ransone.
You
It is.
didn't just see that this year.
I had a sincere answer, Nick, but then I
Okay.
felt baited into Everyone should watch Sinister 2 if you haven't yet. My sincere answer was when I found that I could not watch Chucky, I instead went and watched Late Night with the Devil. And I have never been so overjoyed to watch a movie and then so disappointed to find out a behind the scenes fact.
And I hate the fact that knowing that going in has me like, yes, but I feel like I need to like draw the line.
Yeah.
And I hate that that has to be the line.
I've been seeing a lot of back and forth about like just the like in like the process of reviewing like what is the answer for a situation like that. Because like I legitimately loved that movie. I loved every single part of it. The casting was great, the story was great. I knew very little going into it, and that was exactly the correct way to go into like a found footage type situation. And it was fantastic. What was that?
Sorry, I'm like very anxious because I really am looking forward to seeing Late Night with the Devil.
So the thing is they use some AI art in that's all. I feel like we need to say that because it really sounds like multiple people were brutalized on set.
That is still disappointing.
Yeah.
It's disappointing is what it is.
It's
okay, but great.
It's like 3 static images that are like commercial break like slides, and it's very, very obvious when you look at them because like skeletons don't have that many ribs, but like it's just so disappointing because like it really taints a movie that is like otherwise like something that I would put in like my top 5 favorite movies of like the past few years. It was fantastic. I loved it.
They just should release a cut where they cut out the half a second where you see AI images.
Yeah, release the we paid an artist cut.
Even better, pay an artist to do those images.
Exactly.
Fuck AI, but I'm still curious because I'm hearing good things about it.
It's really good.
I know. I'll probably end up seeing it. I mean, that's what that's where you should be finding Chucky too. There's the high seas are out there for media consumption that we don't have to we don't have to support with our dollar.
That's fair. I'm too lazy to find a boat is my problem.
But yeah, Late Night with the Devil.
And Sinister 2.
And Sinister 2. Go see Sinister 2 and then tell Marty how you felt about Sinister 2 because Marty would love to hear your thoughts on Sinister 2.
Listen, I'll be in Massachusetts in like a week and a half. You can catch me outside the Denny's in Lawrence, so deliver your thoughts directly to me.
That's the most intimidating thing you've ever said.
I know I've asked this of you before. How important is it for me to have seen Sinister 1?
Like, you could probably just read the Wikipedia page, honestly.
I would say, as somebody with a less biased opinion, I would say see Sinister 1 because it's great. And then see Sinister 2 because you have to.
Are you gonna let Nick Martucci, known birthday boy, tell you what to do?
Because Sinister 2 does spoil Sinister 1, because everything you learn in Sinister 1 takes these characters 40 minutes to learn in Sinister 2. And that's fun.
Nick, you can catch me outside the Lawrence Denny's next weekend.
Also returning to the show, our third LC cake, our second with a pizza on his head. Josh Poirier, welcome back to the show.
What's up, Nick? I'm so sorry to hear that Warner Brothers is shutting us down.
I know. Again, I know we're not making a ton of money for Discovery, but the fans love it.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell? They shut down everything. They shut down everything great.
I wish I could get that kind of tax break money. Josh.
That stuff would hate us.
Yeah, he hates anybody who does something creative.
Exactly.
He might like me because I am not making a dime off of this, and that seems to be where he's focused.
That's true. Good point.
Josh, you want to talk about movies?
Yeah. I also recommend Late Night with the Devil. It was fantastic. It was unbelievably good from start to finish. David Dalmatian, I can never say his name.
Uh-huh.
Who actually I thought was going to be Nightcrawler in the Marvel Universe because they had.
I can see that.
Well, he also was named. He also was a character named Kurt in Ant-Man.
Uh-huh.
And Nightcrawler is Kurt Wagner. So.
Oh, so you thought it was going to be the same.
Yeah,
guy.
I thought it was going to be the same character, same guy, because he had the same accent that Kurt Wagner would have. Anyways, that's just nerdy shit.
Okay.
I also recommend. Let me think. I'm gonna go way back.
All right.
Movie that made me laugh my ass off when I was a kid, and I loved it so much was The Money Pit. Tom Hanks.
The Money Pit. If you are a kid in the 80s, go watch The Money Pit because you'll think it's hilarious.
It was hilarious to me in the 80s. Let me think another one. Disorderlies with the Fat Boys. That was a good one. Let me think. Crush Groove was good, but E.T. was a little bit. He came out at the wrong time.
I mean, E.T. like. I know that it's like a Transformers GoBot thing, but it still feels like E.T. ripped off Mac and Me.
Yeah, I know it did. I know it did. You don't see Paul Rudd popping up talking about E.T. Besides that, I think what else did I see? Oh, you know a movie I recommend that a lot of people haven't seen, and it's on Shudder, and it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Actually, two of them. One is a ghost story, which is fantastic. It had what was this? It was just a great British horror movie, and that just appeared on Shudder, even though it was on Hulu before. And then the other one is Terrified, which is Argentinian horror film.
Every time I hear Terrified, I assume Terrifier, and I know that they are two different movies.
Two completely different movies. Terrified is unbelievably good. It brought me to Argentinian and like South American horror, which is where When Evil Lurks came from.
Yeah, and I did very much enjoy that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I recommend highly just South American horror films. They're starting to explode again as an area.
Like a lot of people in When Evil Lurks.
Yes, exactly. oh, sorry, Elsie. It's not really much of a spoiler. I mean, people explode in a lot of movies.
Finally, returning to the show, the only non-cake of the show, though I feel bad saying that in her own right. Rachel Dunbar, welcome back to the show.
Hi, I like my name, you know?
It's a pretty good name.
It's like Hebrew and Scottish. It's the best of both worlds.
It's exactly what I think of when I picture you. Rachel, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm excited because I just got my insulin pump set up, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You settle on a name?
Sorry? Oh, yeah, that's right. I did ask people what I should name it because I had the option to name it on here. And this thing is called the Islet, I-L-E-T. So I decided to name her Violet, V-I-L-E-T. Violet the Islet.
Well, Rachel, is there any movie you want to talk about? Because really, I guess space is just open for movies we grew up with, too.
Okay.
According to one
movie
guy.
that liked.
All right.
Or
Okay.
anything you've seen recently. I know for a fact you see a lot of movies.
I do see a lot of movies. I went and saw Dawn of the Dead 2. or no, Dawn of the Dead, in at the Alamo Draft House
Oh yeah.
in Seaport in Boston. Highly recommend. It was a lot of fun. Because I got to watch a movie and eat a cheeseburger at the same time. Pretty cool.
It's nice that a place like that, because I know some of us more local people might be upset that Chucky's is closing all over the place, and that was our go-to place for a burger and a movie and a reclining chair.
All right. Oh,
I had my 9th birthday at Chucky's.
Chucky's?
Chunky's, not
Nick,
Chucky's.
can I get that one more time?
Chunky's. I got the doll on my head. We saw Baby Geniuses.
We'll talk about movies that you saw when you were a kid.
I'm not recommending it, Josh. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, it was
Which
fun.
one?
It's funny because like the first, have you seen it, Nick?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like the first like 10 minutes are absolutely chaotic. And then like in the second act of the movie, it just like slows down. It's it's very weird. And you know, all the characters, the main characters are holed up in this shopping mall. You guys remember shopping malls, right? And this shopping mall just conveniently has everything they ever could need during a zombie apocalypse. Like it's got a grocery store and it's got you know, a guns and ammo store.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be holed up anywhere during a zombie apocalypse, a mall in the 80s is a really good choice.
Mall in the 80s.
Back when malls had things in them.
Yeah, back when malls had things in them, things that you needed, and not just like massage chairs and Auntie Anne's pretzels.
And the
And
cast of
8
Stranger
different
Things.
stores that only sell Funko Pops.
Oh yeah.
And the cast of Stranger Things.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you all for being back on the show and celebrating this really unimportant birthday with me. I'm now I'm solidly in mid-30s where they don't really matter for a while.
Cherish them.
Uh-huh.
I'm 48. Cherish them.
But you're hitting a big one soon, so you got one.
Yeah, I'm hitting a big one soon. Thanks. Jesus Christ.
That's doorstep.
That's what everyone celebrates. 50.
I cannot recommend enough not having your good days early on, because I'm still like, best has to be yet to come.
No one tell him it doesn't.
Can I? I've been like, I am so happy that I had the kind of childhood where I am not nostalgic for childhood, because it makes adulthood so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nostalgic for adulthood.
I mean, in fairness, being an adult is the second worst thing I've ever been, second only to being a child.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a child, I had all of the same adult stuff, but I was unmedicated and not allowed to do anything. At least now I can pop my pills and go buy a Funko Pop if I want. I don't have to beg anybody who might hit me instead of buy me one.
Right back to the malls.
Anyway, this is the show. You all know how this works. Wow, this has gotten real loose in 3 years. But if you're new here and this is your first episode, why? But keep watching. I'm so happy you're here. But watch some of the others. Here's what's going to happen. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies that I saw for the first time this year and really enjoyed. These parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. And it's starting to feel like I'll never know who writes them. I'll never get one of these anonymous weirdos on this show to explain themselves. But for now, I'm just going to take their words, read them to my friends. We're going to try to figure out what these movies are Since we're done with the mini games and we're done with the final questions, I should say that because I think that's a new development for a couple of you. Let's just jump right into the regular game. We'll go in alphabetical order. So Josh, and I pause so Marty can correct me if I've gotten my alphabet wrong. Josh, JP Big Cake. Would you like a movie from 1975, 2015, or 2024?
Well, the year I was born, 75.
2024.
That was the year I was reborn.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
1975, first movie of the night. I saw it for the first time this year, really liked it. For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, the whole movie can be quite intense and creepy. The ending might be shocking and depressing. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a woman appears throughout the movie braless and apparently wearing no underwear at all. She is frequently dressed in thin, clingy fabrics which show off her figure revealingly, and her nipples are very prominent.
2024?
1975, Rachel.
Oh, sorry.
That sounds more like 75.
No, we don't allow that kind of. No, that's not true. I think nips are back in a big way.
They are.
I feel like bras died during the lockdown.
Well, Skims, Skims, like Kim Kardashian's line, she made these bras that have like nipples, articulated nipples on the cups.
Articulated nipples. That's my improv team.
For 3 points under sex and nudity. A woman watches a man approach a married woman and caress her clothed breasts from behind. The man may or may not be the woman's husband.
I picked 2024.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a woman cuts her finger with a kitchen knife. A little blood is visible, and then stabs a robotic woman in the stomach. She does not bleed. Elsie has a guess. Anybody else? Rachel also has a guess. I guess we're just doing it this way this time. Rachel, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Stepford Wives?
Elsie, what do you think?
Stepford Wives?
This is The Stepford Wives.
Yay!
I did not expect this movie to hold up as well as it did, but it is so creepy and effective.
It's creepy, and it's so much better than the remake.
I haven't seen the remake, but I agree. Last clue in that, under sex and nudity, a woman's robotic double is shown wearing a sheer nightgown. Her bare breasts are visible. A lot of boobs in Stepford Wives.
Can I get a point for knowing it after they said it?
I mean, in spirit, yes, but like from a point standpoint, no.
Okay.
Can I get a point for thinking, hey, that sounds like maybe Stepford Wives, but confusing the release years of Stepford Wives and Smart House? Because that's what happened for me.
No, I gotta say, for a Disney Channel original movie, nips abound in Smart House. Well, that puts Elsie and Rachel both at 2. Elsie, you get to pick the next year. Would you like a movie from 1997, 2005, or 2023?
2005, please.
2005. From 2005 for 5 points under violence and gore. The violence in this movie is not bloody, but is quite relentless.
Oh, I guess.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
Just the happiness of the categories.
This is not happiness of the categories.
I figured I'd try.
I mean, it's worth trying. That's the thing is some of y'all recommended movies that I really enjoyed this year, and Happiness of the Categories was great. Uh, Marty, I know that you know that I have to read the next clue.
No, I just have a clarifying question.
Yes,
This is
what's
the
up?
teacher raised hand. Can we make this open books by pulling up your letterbox?
I would really prefer that you didn't do that. I have nothing I can do to prevent you from doing that, but like, if anybody should care about the spirit of the game, it's the one who gets the most angry when we don't follow the spirit of the game.
Man, heck, call me out.
All right. 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. 2 characters drink a cocktail. A man collapses from the effects of a drug-laced drink. LC has a guess. Anybody else? LC, what do you think?
My guess is that this is the movie Hard Candy,
That is a
which
movie
I've
that
recommended to
LC
you.
made me watch for this show. And it is Hard Candy.
Oh, yeah. I feel
I
like I should
knew
get a
it
point
would
for
pay
that.
off.
I feel like I should get a point for that.
Josh, again, you have so many points in my heart.
Oh, I want real
Uh,
points.
Yeah, Hard Candy. I put it off for too long, and so good. They are both so good in that movie.
What a ride.
And also surprise Sandra Oh, which is always a
I
fun
know,
surprise.
right?
Hey, here's the thing about Surprise Sandra Oh. I'm watching the movie. I know it's from 2005. Sandra Oh shows up at the door, and I'm like, oh, is that Sandra? I'm like, no. That lady's at least 19 years younger than Sandra Oh. I wonder who that is. And like, my brain didn't put it together until she was in the credits.
I
She
mean,
did so much with that cameo.
I was going to say, in fairness, Sandra Oh does not look that much different than she did in
No.
2005. That woman is aging very gracefully.
Mhm.
No. And speaking of movies everyone should watch, Quiz Lady is so
I have to watch
friggin'
Quiz Lady,
great.
yeah.
It is funny, it is heartwarming, it is really easy to watch. And Sandra Oh is phenomenal.
The other clues in Hard Candy, sex and nudity. A man is seen lying on a table, nude from the waist down, with a bag of ice on his genitals. The side of his bare buttocks and some pubic hair can be seen. Violence and gore. The main plot of the film revolves around a character trying to get a man to confess to his crimes. Throughout the film, she drugs him, tasers him, asphyxiates him, sprays Windex down his throat, ties him up and puts his neck in a noose, and makes violent threats. The violence listed here takes place spread across the entirety of the movie and is not very graphic. And sex and nudity, a chat room conversation between a teenage girl and an adult man is shown. Again, he is the villain of that movie, but the secondary villain is every single person in that cafe that saw him reach to the lips of a child and taste chocolate from his finger. Elsie's at 6. Rachel at 2, Marty at 0, Josh at -1.
Yeah.
Marty, would you like a movie from 1979, 2015, or 2023?
I know 2015 is not Sinister 2, but I am drawn to that. But I'm going to say 2023.
2023. I will say, if it's surprising to you, there are a lot of 2023 on this list. So it's good to get one of them out.
Oh.
2023 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. A man's face is seen ripped off. Very gory and frightening to some viewers. Josh has a guess. Marty has a guess.
What
Anybody
year is
else?
this?
2023, last year. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is Nope.
Josh, what do you think?
I think this might be When Evil Lurks.
This is not Nope. This is also not When
Hmm.
Evil Lurks.
Okay, fine. You didn't like my movie. It's fine.
Wow, Nick. I'm also not convinced Nope came out in 2023 now that I think about it.
I think that came out in 2022.
It sure did.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, aliens are briefly seen dealing an unnamed drug. Later, a man refers to dealing meth in a clearly condemnatory manner.
Nope, had alien.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, while largely a comedy, there are many extremely sad elements and horrible flashbacks, which may be upsetting to watch. The darkest film in the series.
What series? Series with drug dealing aliens.
There are so many to pick from. For 2 points under profanity, one use of fuck. The first time the word has been said uncensored in an MCU movie, said by Quill when he orders to, quote, open the fucking door. Played for laughs. Everybody but LC has raised their hand. Marty, what do you think?
I think it is Guardians of the Galaxy, but like the most recent one.
Rachel, what do you think?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't know if there's a subtitle there.
Josh, what do you think?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm going to give it to all three of you. It is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I stand by top 3 of the MCU movies from like this the shaky era of the MCU.
Yes.
But this movie is fantastic. And I still am surprised that it makes me cry at a Florence and the Machine song. And not one of the sad ones.
The dog days are over?
What a fantastic end scene. Last clue, frightening and intense scenes in Rocket Raccoon's flashback. You see his friend get shot and killed. It's a very sad scene. It brings Elsie to 6, Rachel to 4, Marty at 1, Josh at 0.
Yeah, back to 0.
Back to 0.
No longer less than 0. James Spader film.
Rachel, would you like a movie from 1963, 1990, or 2023?
Ooh, let's go 1990.
1990. $19.90 for 5 points under violence and gore. The violence portrayed is quite realistic and portrayed as cold, but without getting very brutal.
Without getting very what?
Brutal.
I heard purple for some reason.
Very
purple
purple,
violence.
no internal bleeding.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, compared to the violence, drug use, and language, the sex is the least of the problems and is very tame for an R-rated film.
Okay.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, one character is a raging psychopath, and scenes involving him can be intense as violence is always a possibility. See 2 hands up.
Wait, I don't think I'm in the right year. I'm not.
Josh, do you want to guess?
I'm going to back off because I don't think
Okay.
I'm in the right year.
LC, what do you think this movie is?
You're saying I have a thought? That I'm here to guess what the movie is? Is it Goodfellas?
I got so confused because I thought Joe Pesci had replaced you for a second.
This
This is another movie that
impression.
LC forced me to watch. This is the Goodfellas I've finally seen, and it's as good as everybody says it is. I don't feel like I need to talk anymore about Goodfellas. Except it's weird how many guys love Goodfellas and still can't see that maybe they should be more open with their feelings.
It's always funny to me when someone posts that gif of Ray Liotta like laughing really hard as like a like haha, look how much I don't take your shit seriously. I'm like, do you know how that movie ends? Because it's bad.
Not only that, in that scene, that laugh is out of nerves. He is terrified of what Joe Pesci is about to do, and then has the relief.
I'll be honest with you. This is the movie that opened up my feelings to the world. I was really closed in before I saw Goodfellas, and I was like, I'm just going to open up right now to everybody in the world and just give myself into emotion.
Goodfellas. I mean, it's no My Blue Heaven, but it's dude, that's something I only found out about like a couple of years ago. Is that Nora Ephron wrote My Blue Haven or My Blue Haven? I think it's Heaven.
Heaven, it's My Blue Heaven.
Yeah. She wrote that while her husband was writing Goodfellas, and they're both based off of the same guy.
It's true.
Wow.
But Goodfellas ends with him going into witness protection, and My Blue Heaven is him in witness protection.
Yeah.
Cool.
Other clues in that: violence and gore, way less violent than Casino. And violence and gore, two gangsters beat another gangster. One clubs him with a pistol on the head/face off screen, and the other stamps on his head. We see fleeting glances of his boot crunching onto his face. The victim is partly unconscious, although the pistol whipping causes brief blood spray. His face is then seen mostly covered in blood, and part of his suit is bloody.
That was the scene that opened up my emotions.
Elsie now at 9, Rachel at 4, Marty at 1. Josh gets to pick the next movie.
Yep.
Josh, would you like a movie from 1994, 2001, or guess what, 2023?
Let's go with I'm gonna go off script here. I'm gonna go 2023.
2023. Let's talk about another one of my favorite movies from last year. 2023 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. The main characters kill multiple people. Josh has a guess. Anybody else?
I don't.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Yeah, I'll do it.
Josh, what do you think?
When Evil Lurks.
This is still not When Evil Lurks.
All right, I tried.
For 4 points under violence and gore, lots of punching, slapping, kicking, etc. Many times leading to very bloody noses and mouths.
Last year.
Kickies and punchies.
Oh. Kickies and punchies and slappies.
Murder.
Okay, for 3 points under violence and gore, a character fights a boxer, and the two mercilessly beat each other up. The boxer eventually gains the upper hand and knocks the other character out, and their face is shown incredibly bloody.
Street Fighter didn't come out in 2024.
Elsie has a guess. Anybody else?
This is 2023 or 2024?
2023. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna be mad if this is correct, but is this Bottoms?
Elsie, what do you think?
Oh, fuck. Can I hear the clues again?
Clues are main characters kill multiple people, lots of punching, slapping, kicking, etc. Character fights a boxer gains the upper hand, knocks the other character out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't remember the main characters killing multiple people, but this does sound like Bottoms.
This is Bottoms.
The end scene during the game.
Kind of a spoiler alert, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, that was disingenuous as fuck.
I had to find clues that wasn't going to give it away immediately. So we had to focus on the fighting for a while. Before we get to sex and nudity, frequent sexual discourse, specifically on lesbian sex. A male teacher reads a porn magazine in front of teen female students, with nude female buttocks prominently displayed in multiple scenes. And sex and nudity, 2 teen females start a student fight club with the sole intent to have sex with 2 females they like. What a fun fucking movie.
Yeah. That's not when evil lurks.
Elsie now at 12. Marty and Rachel both at 4. Josh at 0. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Josh at -1. Where are we? LC, would you like a movie from 1955, 2002, or 2023?
2023.
2023. Let's just get through all of them. 2023 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Characters drink frequently, including downing shots, leading to drunkenness and comedic scenes of projectile vomiting.
It's pretty funny.
2023?
2023. Okay, for 4 points under sex and nudity. 2 men perform cunnilingus on a woman at the same time. A threesome of 1 man thrusting into a woman from behind while the woman rides a second man at the same time. A man places a vibrator on a basketball to masturbate a woman.
I mean, this sounds great.
My Pornhub
It
account. My Pornhub account is a movie from 2023.
To the basketball.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, a real and explicit close-up shot of a hairless vagina/vulva with visible labia is displayed, which also features body paint presented as a tattoo.
You know, the best thing about this is, Nick, right above your head, it says "My favorite movies" as your.
Stand by it. For 2 points under sex and nudity, pervasive and explicit sexual discourse throughout regarding sex positions, sex acts, condoms, masturbation, and more, including graphic musical performance of the song Wet Ass Pussy as women hiding drugs up their anus.
My favorite
Looks
movies.
like Elsie has a guess. Anybody else? Elsie, do you know what this movie is?
Dicks?
What was that?
Dicks!
It is not Dicks.
Oh.
Last one for 1 point under violence and gore. A young girl punches a boy after he calls her a racial slur. As he stumbles backwards, he gets kicked by another girl on a swing. Riley. Elsie, what do you think this movie is?
Joyride.
Rachel?
Joyride with Sabrina.
I thought of the working title first, which was Joy Fuck Club, but Joyride.
If you haven't seen Joyride, see Joyride.
All right, I'll see Joyride.
It is so, like, funny and heartwarming and disgusting. Like, it's everything. And yeah, Sabrina Wu, a star, an absolute star-making performance in this movie. I cannot recommend this movie highly enough.
I had to take my pizza off. I think it was making me dumber.
It's a movie that I watched during the day and then watched again that night because I wanted my girlfriend to also see it. And it's rare I watch the same movie twice in a day. But I didn't hear enough people talking about it at the end of the year, and it's fantastic. Well, that means Elsie at 12, Marty and Rachel both at 5, Josh still at -1. Marty, I think we're to you now.
Excellent.
Would you like a movie from 1997, 2015, or 2024?
I like all of those, but I'm gonna go with 97.
97. $1997 for 5 points under Sex and Nudity. You can see the main actress in her underwear. We see a couple under a sheet laying in bed after sex. The woman moves around a lot, and a lot of her left breast, nipple hidden by a man's chest, is seen very briefly.
97.
97. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, there is a space travel scene that can be intense and suspenseful. The imagery and effects during this scene may be frightening to some viewers. Elsie, what do you think this movie is? I didn't hear that.
Galaxy Quest?
It is not Galaxy Quest, but that is one of my favorite movies. For 3 points under violence and gore, a man blows up a structure in a suicide bombing. There's no blood or gore scene, but we hear that many people died, and the scene is very intense.
Hmm.
2 points under profanity. More than 3 uses of shit, 2 uses of hell, 1 use of ass, most used by Jodie Foster. Josh has a guess. Looks like Elsie also has a guess. Anybody else? Elsie, what do you think?
Contact.
Josh, what do you think?
This 3, 2, 1 Contact?
This is Contact. I couldn't believe how much I loved this movie. Like, it... Remember when Robert Zemeckis made good movies? And not just, like, weird motion capture shit in Pinocchio?
Yeah, I remember it.
Last clue, frightening and intense scenes. The main character's contact with aliens can be intense.
Who's her dad?
Elsie at 13, Marty and Rachel at 5, Josh at 1.
Positives.
Rachel, would you like a movie from 1979, 2015, or 2023?
Ooh, let's just knock at the 23s.
All right, let's keep getting them. This has to be one of the first times that those are the ones that keep getting picked. 2023, 5 points. Violence and gore. Just someone throwing objects to other people.
2 or at?
2.
Okay.
Marty, what do you think?
Barbie.
It is not Barbie.
Worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
Well, it's not Oppenheimer. I mean, they weren't really throwing it to you.
For 4
Kind of
points.
dropped it. It dropped it more than threw it.
I mean, same in Barbie.
It's true.
Their hands have a hard time holding on to things. For 4 points under violence and gore, brief video clips of violent scenes from Blade Runner and They Live, as well as the video games Doom and StarCraft. Three points under violence and gore, a man angrily smashes a payphone.
2024.
2023, I'm sorry.
Or sorry, 2023. Smashing a payphone in 2023.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do in 2023.
It's Billy Corgan's. That's Billy Corgan's next project. Smashing payphones.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, one minor sexual reference when a business executive intimidates a group of engineers, stating that they are, quote, men and not little boys playing with their penises.
Make me feel like I may have seen this movie.
Last clue for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes. While not too extreme, one of the lead characters is a business executive with an abrasive and confrontational personality, and frequently has intense and heated conversations and arguments with his colleagues and partners throughout the film.
Big business executive.
Payphone.
Yep, I guess this was a movie that more people should see. This is Blackberry.
Oh,
Glenn Howerton and Jay Baruchel. If you ever want to see every way to not run a business, Blackberry is a great movie. I feel like I went in being like, Blackberry was at the top. How did they fall so quickly and so completely? And within 5 minutes, you're like, oh, that's how. Also, Glenn Howerton, what a performance.
Is fucking great. He is a fucking actor.
He is.
I could.
I mean, you watch It's Always Sunny, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The episode from last season of him with his car that he rents.
Oh, yes.
Again, if the Emmys were serious at all, every possible Emmy would have went to that episode.
I'm gonna watch the episode again right after this. It's a great episode.
All right, Elsie at 13, Rachel at 5, Marty at 4, Josh at 1. We got 4 movies left. One more go around, one more for each of you. Josh, would you like a movie from 1963, 2015, or 2023?
2023.
2023. 2023, 5 points under violence and gore. A big fight among a lot of characters involves use of silly weapons and physical grappling.
Ooh, 20.
We got 2 hands up. Anybody else?
What year?
2023, like almost all of the movies we're doing.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wait, why did my hand go down?
I don't know. I will go to Elsie first. Elsie, what do you think?
That's when evil lurks.
JP. Josh, what do you think? See, this is what I read what's in front of me.
Is this Barbie?
Marty, what do you think?
I think this one is Barbie.
This movie is finally When Evil Lurks. I'm kidding. This is Barbie. I just would have loved if it was When Evil Lurks, and Josh didn't guess.
Very exciting to me. That wasn't fair.
I knew it wasn't When Evil Lurks. I've seen that movie.
So many silly weapons in that movie.
So many silly weapons.
Like there's weapons.
Also, I mean, almost every clue in this would have been a giveaway. Profanity, God, crap, hell, damn, and one bleeped out use of the F word, respectively. The word beach is used comically in numerous incarnations in place of beat and bitch. Violence and gore. Characters who ride the pink get terrified by someone also being in their car. They get scared and the car spins around in the air. None of them are injured or hurt. I have no idea what ride the pink means.
Neither do I.
In this context, because I know for a fact, up until like the last moment, none of them have the pink.
No.
Violence and gore, a character gets hurt by the plastic waves while surfing. The waves are still, but we don't see him injured. It's meant to be pretend and not real. The overall scene is played for laughs.
No, I think it's when evil lurks again.
Sex and nudity. Growing Up Skipper is briefly featured in a scene with banned/discontinued dolls. Her breasts are shown inflating, just like the real Growing Up Skipper doll. Done for comedic effect, nothing inherently sexual about it. LC at 12, Marty at 9, Josh has moved up to 6, Rachel at 5. It's anybody's game. LC, would you like a movie from 1963, 1994, or 2024?
I would like one movie from what? Let's say 1963 because I don't remember the other options.
Okay. 1963.
By the way, I'm on my 4th day of not smoking weed, and as you can tell, it's making me a lot smarter and improving my memory.
And also, the next time is going to be great. 1963 for 5 points under violence and gore. A missing character is later discovered with some scratches on their face. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, sounds of a little girl crying loudly. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is The Haunting.
This is The Haunting.
Oh, 2 movies I love in a row.
Again, was shocked at how well this movie stands up. This movie is fantastic. Sex and nudity. It is implied repeatedly that Theodora is a lesbian. Frightening and intense scenes. Eleanor suffers from extreme anxiety, and her emotional and psychological deterioration inside the house is a major focus of the film. This may be upsetting or disturbing to some viewers. And frightening and intense scenes, the film has many creepy moments. The house is filled with loud pounding noise and the sound of a laughing woman.
If you want to find me at the Denny's in Lawrence, we can also talk about how the castle that inspired the aesthetics of The Haunting in the book, and then like the aesthetics of the movie as well, was until recently owned by the Catholic Church in Methuen, and now it is owned by a private investor funded by the Pollard family, who are the worst. So if you want to talk about Merrimack Valley drama and the importance of preserving our historical sites of Methuen, you can also find me at the Denny's this coming week.
Marty's now at 13 points. Elsie at 12. Josh at 6, Rachel at 5. 2 movies remain. Marty, would you like a movie from 1979, 2015, or 2024?
2015. Why not?
2015. In 2015 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Nothing really, except for some casual wine drinking among some of the royal characters.
2015.
2015. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a female character enters a pool and emerges 20 years younger. When she leaves the pool, she is seen naked from behind. Her bare back and buttocks are seen. For 3 points under sex and nudity, there are brief shots of humans lying in chambers as they are harvested. They are apparently naked, but no sensitive regions are seen.
What year?
2015. For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, the action sequences are pretty intense, but are very glorified and spectacular, but are not terrifying, but not in a terrifying manner. Balaam's lizard henchmen could frighten kids. The weird little Martian aliens could also be scary to children. A character is held unconscious in a system with numerous arms that carry tools for taking a person's body apart. This is used to threaten another character in the film and could be disturbing for some viewers. LC, what do you think this movie is?
Lego Batman.
This is not Lego Batman.
I tried my best.
All right, last clue. For 1 point under violence and gore, a woman fights with a humanoid, including punching, kicking, and body slams. The humanoid stabs at the woman's throat with a metal staff, no blood, and hits her with it several times as pillars and walls fall. The woman jumps away to a wall and then again to a platform, and the humanoid catches up. He has a bloody lip and slugs the woman as she drives her fingers into a bloody wound on his leg. He screams and falls off a crumbling wall, and a soldier flies on rocket boots and catches the woman.
What?
The hell is this?
This is a movie that I will defend as being a great time, but again, I was high when I watched it. This is the Wachowskis' Jupiter Ascending.
Oh,
Was 2015?
This was 2015. This movie is so fun. Also, Eddie Redmayne is in it, and I think he did this movie the same year he won an Oscar. And I like to believe he won the Oscar for this movie because the performance is incredible. Also, Channing Tatum plays a character who's an alien that looks like a human but is mostly dog. Mila Kunis falls in love with him.
nice.
If you want just a crazy sci-fi movie, Jupiter Ascending. I really appreciate that the Wachowskis go full into being like, we're just going to make live action anime. It's not going to make any sense and it's going to seem badly translated, but it's going to look great. One movie remains. LC is at 11. Marty is at 13. Josh is at 6. Rachel's at 5. Rachel, you get to pick the last movie.
Yay!
Would you like a movie from... What do we have left here? 1979, 1994, or 2024?
Josh already has an idea of what it is.
I don't.
You raised your hand.
It was an accident.
I'm torn between 1994 and 2024.
Something from 2009?
1979 was the other one.
I thought I was splitting the difference, but I realized I think I
Which might be
wrong.
why I didn't catch the math first. And just heard 9, and I'm like, that's not the right 9. I have numbers in front of me.
Yeah, let's do... Let's do 2024.
2024. All right. Last movie of the night from 2024. This movie came out at some point in the last 4 months, and
Can I ask if you saw it in a theater?
I did see it in the theater.
And
Any other
2024
questions before we go?
is the release date.
The release date is 2024 in some point in the last 4 months.
Can we get a genre?
No, we cannot. That feels like a lot.
Can we get the name of the movie?
Oh, yeah. It is called the movie that I saw in 2024. I'll give you one more hint. It's my birthday episode. This was another movie I saw high.
Can you use it in a sentence?
So that might affect how I felt about this movie.
Country of origin?
For 5 points under violence and gore, a woman stabs herself with a pair of scissors. Mild blood. For 4 points
I saw that in the theater.
Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a teenage boy puts a pill in his mouth and offers one to a 15-year-old girl, presumed Molly. It is later revealed that this was just an allergy medication.
Oh, this is...
Josh has a guess. Anybody else?
I don't really have a guess. I was going to say When Evil Lurks.
Is that what you would like to say, Josh?
Sure, I'll say it. When Evil Lurks.
All right, I'll take that point away from you. That's fair
Thank
game.
You. Perfect. Glad. Happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you, Josh. It wouldn't be happy unless I was taking points away from you.
Exactly.
Because I need to take them away from the board so they can live on in my heart. For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, a few jump scares, and the appearance of the monsters throughout may be frightening to some viewers.
Wait. No.
I feel like I should have seen this.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a woman is hit in the head with a hockey stick. Blood briefly spurts out. A little girl cuts herself with a sharp nail. A brief and small cut is shown. Little to no blood. A part of a boy's thumb is shown missing. Very disturbing. A woman is attacked and killed by a giant bear. A pool of blood forms when she dies. All right, last one. For 1 point under violence and gore, throughout, it is implied that children's imaginary friends have made them harm themselves in ways that some may find uncomfortable or frightening. The results are commonly shown. I see 2 hands. Marty, what do you think?
How many points does Elsie have, real quick?
Marty, this is a free guess for you.
Excellent. I'm gonna go imaginary.
Josh, what do you think?
Was yeah, I'm gonna go imaginary too. Imaginary
no,
as
it's
well.
The first one.
Imaginary as well.
Sitting at 4.7 on IMDb, but I loved the hell out of this movie. This is imaginary.
Was it a real movie?
Yeah. At least I felt it was real. I feel like people hated this movie because they watched it as a horror movie when you need to watch it as a comedy. Because the joke of it that I see is somebody was like, what if we take every single instance we can find in pop culture of imaginary friends and throw them all into this graphic horror movie and try to play it as seriously as possible?
There's a trailer for a movie about that, just like that right now on the TV.
But like, you watch the movie and it's like, oh, now they're doing Monsters, Inc. Now they're doing Coraline. Now they're doing Drop Dead Fred. Now, Like it's fucking everything. And I will argue in defense of this movie. It's the same guy who did the remake of Fantasy Island, which I also defend as a great comedy.
Oh.
That brings us to our final scores. Rachel coming in fourth at 5 points, Josh at 6, Elsie at 11. But Barbie put them over the edge, I would say, with 14 points. Marty Viscosi wins this game.
Yeah. Honor. I'd like to dedicate this one to the Methuen Historical Society and their efforts to take the Pollards down a peg.
Marty, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Could I ask you, or actually, could I ask anyone but Marty deserves to do a victory clasp?
A victory what?
Victory clasp. I want to see if you, yeah, I hadn't heard it, but can you figure out what it is from what I called it, which is a victory clasp? All right. Oh, well, it's this thing.
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Oh.
I work with children and they say weird shit all day long. And I'm so used to just like rolling with it that I was like, yeah, sure.
I'll also say, because I pulled it up instead of going through the rest of these movies. The only movie on here that we didn't get to that I haven't done on the show before is Rock and Roll High School. Which is another wonderful bonkers movie.
Great fucking movie. The Ramones.
The Ramones. And PJ Souls. And like in the late 70s, I don't know if there's a cooler person than PJ Souls.
No, there
like,
isn't.
Between that, Halloween, Carrie, Stripes, like, it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But since that's the only other one, the other one I have on here that was just a high watch, but I have to recommend Next Karate Kid. If you haven't watched that recently.
Oh, yeah, with Hilary Swank.
Do yourself a favor. That is a movie made completely of wrong decisions. I don't even know if that's fair to say, because they're not even like the choice you would make given a decision. You can go left or right, and they go like down.
That was the 94 movie?
That was the 94 movie.
Oh, man, I probably would have... Oh,
what a fun... She has a pet hawk on the roof of her school. Also, the movie starts... I talk about this movie, but the movie starts off with Miyagi visiting Boston to go to a remembrance ceremony for a guy that he served in World War II with. He meets up with that guy's widow, has dinner at her house. She's watching over her orphaned granddaughter. She's like, oh, she's, a typical teenager. She's really hard. And Miyagi, first night over, is like, you know what? You go live in my place in California and I'll stay here in Boston and watch over your granddaughter. She's like, sure. And then she's gone for the rest of the movie, never mentioned again.
She died halfway through.
Sometimes.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, since I have been doing the force me to watch a movie throughout this year, the movies that I was forced to watch that would have made this list, because I was going through my Letterboxd and 4.5, and 5-star movies. Goodfellas, Happiness of the Katakuris, Memories of Murder, When Evil Lurks, Incredibly True Adventure of Two Girls in Love, Arlington Road, Attachment, Killing of the Sacred Deer, Hard Candy, Desert Hearts. Most of those movies are Josh and Marty. A couple of them are LC, so I figured it would be worth sharing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also, let's just have that little fun of Josh had me watch Baron Munchausen. I gave that 1 star.
Yeah.
Josh, I think you had me watch Malum. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
That was 1.5 stars.
That was bad.
2 stars for Still Crazy. 2 stars for Big Eden.
Man.
But that's it.
Yeah.
None of those were as bad as those weren't the half-star movies. The Spy Next Door and Samurai Cop.
Oof.
Those were movies I felt hatred in my soul for watching. So let's wrap up this show and wrap up like this version of the show, I guess.
Wow.
I think we'll see how this goes. There will be more details, but until then, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or any last words, Rachel, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at Dorchester Brewing Company on May 4th. Doing fruits by the foot. Um and yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Miss Rachel Dunbar.
Yeah, absolutely follow Rachel because like your Instagram, is it public?
It is.
That is such a choice for you. I
That's
don't want to say anything else on the stream, but you can find Rachel on Instagram.
Okay.
Josh,
Boy.
anything you want to say?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks for putting up with me for over 100 episodes of this thing. If this is the final iteration, if this is the final iteration of what this show looks like right now, then that's what I want to say is thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. And it won't be that different from this. We're just, you'll be on 100 more of these.
Thanks, Nick.
LC, anything you would like to say before we go?
Maybe with some more TV shows that I like. So Shogun, I just finished. That's a really good one. It's a little bit, it takes a while to get into and like figure out what's happening, but FX has a really thorough episode guide. And it's great. And then also I watched all of the Fallout series in like 12 hours, and I've never played the game, which maybe made me like it more. I friggin' loved it. Recommend that for a fun time. Yeah, and then this week I've been doing like kind of a dopamine fast, so I'm not really watching shows, but I'll think of more shows. And I'll just comment a list on the group page of TV shows, and I won't explain why.
Sounds great. Finally, our winner tonight, Marty Viscosi.
Nick, it feels
Yes.
good and correct to win. I love winning. It's really a hobby of mine.
That got me.
Well, thanks.
How would you like to celebrate your win?
I think you should put your ethics to the side and watch Late Night with the Devil.
Can I stream that somewhere?
Shudder.
It's Shudder.
Okay, it is on Shudder.
Yeah.
All right, I will put my ethics to the side in the sake of this show.
Yeah.
And I will watch that movie and just silently pout that please stop using AI when you can just pay artists or do nothing. Like, both are options.
That's all that I ask, Nick, is that you pout a little. It just brings me joy. In sincerity, I am weirdly emotional about this episode because I've been so grateful for your friendship and for all the super cool people that I've gotten to meet through this. And I am mean to you, but I always have a really fun time, even when I shockingly don't win.
Well, Marty, it's been great to have you as a part of this show. It's been great to have all of you, but like you've been on this show so much, and coming in with a lot of people who are like comics and stuff, coming in with none of that and just fitting into this show so well. Like, I'm so glad you're a part of this.
Well, shucks.
Also, like, let's I feel like I might have oversold that this is the last of anything. There will be more episodes of this show. It just might not be weekly, and it might not be themed, but we're gonna get at least 6 or 7 of these out there.
Yeah, it feels like the run is ending, is what I'm saying. That's the
Yeah.
feeling.
The run is ending.
Transitions are hard, Nick. I work with children, and transitions are hard.
Mhm.
The worst part of the day is going to and from the cafeteria for any reason.
I get that, which is why I'm trying to allow so much notice ahead of time that a transition is coming. Anything else you would like to say? That isn't as heartfelt.
You can find me in Minneapolis. It's warm out again, so I'm in the market for friendships once more. I am on Letterboxd at Fabulous Marty. If you want to see my fantastic opinions on various bad movies. I am also on Instagram at madeby.marty doing some baking things. Also, it's warm again, and hopefully I'll be doing like my hobbies more. So
Yeah, bake more things.
I'll get right on that.
And I will throw in before we go, just Jenny is May commenting, "Oh shit, Elsie's cold clasping out here." Well, thank you so much once again to my guests and friends, Josh Poirier, Elsie Clark, Marty Viscosi, Rachel Dunbar. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video, Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Like I said, my goal right now is to try to get as many people who have wanted to be on the show, who either couldn't for some reason, who haven't been on in a while, whose schedules haven't been matching up. And also just have never been on. I would love to still have you on while we still have shows left. So if you'd like to be on this show, go to one of those socials and follow me and reach out, and I'll find a way to get you on here before we bring this to a close. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and for supporting the show as long as you have, whether this is the first episode or you've managed to watch 223 of these. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but maybe somebody has. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Happy
Bye.